The fire department has been extremely busy as well. Just some quick information. The Board of Trustees last night approved for the purchase of face pieces or masks that we wear with our self-contained breathing apparatus. So that each individual firefighter will have their own breathing mask and we won't have to share our masks anymore. They also approved the purchase of 2 automatic external defibrillators, one for the building department and one for town hall. And those are what are used to shock the heart in the event of cardiac arrest. Early defibrillation is what saves lives in cardiac arrest. So they're making some improvements in health and safety as well within the community. And the firefighters as well want you to know that as we have severe weather outbreaking around the country, as we've always talked about, in the event of severe weather, go to a room in your home with no windows, probably your bathroom, and seek shelter there in the event of severe weather. Also, very quickly, our communications 911 with CCOMs is going okay, not without problems. We still are trying to work out some problems with them when they occur. So in the event that we have multiple emergency calls and we have to rely on other communities to come into our town, sometimes there are delays that can be expected. And as anybody who knows who drives through town, sometimes those delays are caused at the railroad crossings. So in the event that we have multiple calls going on and we have to call for other companies to come in to assist us, there will be a slight delay, and sometimes it's caused by the trains. So we're made aware of the calls, we dispatch them appropriately and try to get help here as quickly as we can. We did have 2 fires recently. Thankfully, none of them were in Columbia Park, so you're all doing your diligence in fire safety. We had a fire at Oakwood Apartments on March 19th. We had multiple calls going on at that time, and we responded with limited manpower to that call. We were able to evacuate 14 residents out of the building that was on fire and extinguish the fire in the room of origin with very limited manpower. The following shift on March 22nd, the same crew, we responded to a house fire on Sprague Road. There was a very rare phenomenon that occurred at that time. There was a smoke explosion that caused significant structural damage. After the explosion occurred, we made an aggressive interior attack and really limited the damage to about 1/3 of the home and saved a great deal of the homeowner's property and possessions. So we continue to provide a good service with the manpower that we're provided with, and just want you to know, as always, if you need us, just call 911. Make sure you tell them you live in Olmsted Township and have the correct address ready for them. And understand also that these dispatchers are emergency medically dispatch trained. So after they dispatch us, they're going to stay on the phone with you and ask you questions about what's going on with you or your spouse. And they are not delaying the response, they are trying to get more information. And as we are en route to that emergency, they are going to then update us with what other information they've obtained or any instructions that they've given you prior to our arrival. So we'll keep it short as well. Is there any questions or concerns?
Yes, about 6 months ago, I had a request for a lockbox for my door, and they said they were on order, but I haven't heard anything back.
Yes, we have a lockbox order sheet that we are trying to obtain enough names to go ahead and order them. I believe they come in about 20 or 25. And as soon as we have enough names on the list, we are going to go ahead and purchase another box. You can call up to the fire station and make sure your name is still on the list. I did call several people to try to clarify who had their boxes installed and who didn't, so that we now know who's still waiting for a box. But we do encourage you to get a lockbox. They come in handy if you ever aren't home or we have to do a welfare check, or if you've fallen and can't get up. We are the only ones who have the key. We come and get your keys out of the lockbox and go ahead and open the door and make entry that way, as opposed to breaking the door down or breaking a window open. So if you don't have a lockbox and you're interested in getting one, go ahead and call up to the fire station, and as soon as we have enough names on the list, we're going to order another box.
A while ago, we had that great big rainstorm, I think it was last year, where our cul-de-sac was flooded and we couldn't get out of our driveways. We had water going into our sheds and underneath our modular homes. Did they ever think of getting or purchasing a boat in order to help us to get out? Because you can't get out with your car, and where are you going to go?
We do have a boat.
You do?
Yes. We have a Zodiac boat. It's in our rescue trailer. We have members of our Southwest Emergency Response Team that are members of our rope team and a water rescue team. And in the event of any severe flooding, we most certainly would deploy personnel with a boat to come and get you.
Okay, because I heard from somebody, they were told, oh, well, just back your car out of the driveway and you'll get out. And the water was already up to her mailbox.
Yeah, in the event that anyone is trapped by water, we have the resources to go ahead and make a rescue that way too. So we have a lot of standing water in Olmsted Township. There's a lot of retention ponds and developments and lakes. We just completed, and I know you don't want to hear this, but during the winter we did ice rescue training where we actually cut a hole in the villages of Lakeside and put people in the water and went out and rescued each other for practice. So not only do we do water rescue, we do ice rescue as well.
I saw something on TV the other day, and if you'll address this, if we call 911 from our home, from our cell phone, does that delay you being able to find us if we cannot speak? I know on a landline, you'll know exactly where we are.
No, that's not going to delay as long as you dial 911. The call is going to go down to CCOMS, down to our dispatch center. Cell calls go to a voice or a call bank, and then our phone lines, if you dial the old 7-digit number, it would go right to the Olmsted Township dispatcher. But currently, cell phones have always gone down to CCOMS. They've always, in the past, gone to CCOMS. But John Rice is going to touch on that here shortly, and he'll fill you in on that.
Okay, because the newsman was right in the building looking down at the people that were answering the phone, and they said they would have sent the ambulance a quarter of a mile down the street.
That was CNN.
And he was standing right there. It was a test they did, and it was kind of a wake-up call.
Okay, any other questions? Very good then.